Okay, now let's find the sine and cosine of these angles: 30, 60, 45, 90, and 180. Sine of 30, we want to find the sine of 30. We already know that the sine of 30 equals half, and we have proven that we know that. So now that you know this, let's find the cosine of 30. In order to find the cosine of 30, remember what equation we learned is actually the unit circle equation. Of course, the sine square of 30 plus cosine square of 30 would be equal to 1. This is the formula for every angle, and 30 is also one of those angles. So of course, we substitute. We know this is 2, and 1 over 2 square plus cosine square of 30 equals 1. So this would be, of course, 1 to the power of 2, and which is 1, and 2 to the power of 2, which is 4, plus the cosine square of 30 equals 1. I keep repeating everything like this, and in order to find the cosine, of course, this is what I should isolate, right? So I write this exactly where it is. I write the one where it is. This is bothering the isolation of this unknown. So I move this to the other side. I can see that this is positive here. It's added here is positive. In the other side would be negative, taken away. In here is added, in the other side would be taken away. So the cosine of actually the cosine square of 30 definitely is, I use the common denominator, and I know this would be actually 3 over 4, right? So now this is the square of sine, so the square of cosine, so the cosine itself of cosine of 30 would be the square root of this number, and we know that this will be a square root of 3, and the square root of 4 is actually 2, right? So this is the cosine of 30. So I better write in here the sine of 30. I knew it was half, and the cosine of 30 now I know this is actually the cosine of 30, square root of 3 over 2, or as some people might want to pronounce this, radical 3 over 2.